Chapter 14, Camelot's Fall. The guards in your quarters seize you, and Lancelot. One takes you by the arms, and two wrestle with a knight at your side. Don't make this ugly now. Come along to the dungeons. No, you cannot do this. I have done nothing wrong. You try to pull free, but the guard who holds your hands behind your back does not yield. Unhand her at once. Even without weapons or armor, Lancelot easily flings off the guards attempting to hold him and rushes towards you. Stand down, Sir Lancelot. Never. He swings a fist at him, trying desperately to reach you. As to struggle, you fight against your captor's grip once more. Use Lancelot's training to distract him. Time to use every tool to my advantage. You slump suddenly in the guard's grip, as if you're fainted, forcing him to take your entire weight. What? He staggers, trying to catch you, but it puts him off balance. You plant your feet suddenly and shove backward, driving him into the wall. That's what you get. You enjoy a moment of blessed freedom before another wave of guards clatters down the hallway. Seize her! Oh no. Two more seize your arms, and others join the struggle to restrain Lancelot. Princess! He fights like a whirlwind, but there's too many of them. Inch by inch, Sir Lancelot du Lac is forced to his knees. Enough of this. Take the traitor princess away. Stop! I did nothing wrong. You have no right to accuse me of anything. A higher authority says otherwise. What higher authority? Traitors don't get to ask questions. The captain of the guard jerks a hand towards the men holding you. Now take her to the dungeons. As the guards drag you towards the door, Lancelot struggles even harder, his voice rising. She is blameless. Take me instead, do you hear me? Take me instead! There's a sharp crack as the guard's leader backhands him across the face. Be silent! But Lancelot keeps fighting to the last, desperate to reach you, to free you. Princess, no! The sound of the struggle fades as the guards drag you deeper into the castle, down a flight of dark steps that seem to go on and on. Until they fling you into a cell, with hay scattered upon its stained floor. A barred metal door clangs shut behind you. Don't worry, you won't be here for long. Sentence for treason are passed quickly. What is going to happen to me? You'll meet the same fate all traitors deserve. Death at the stake. No, this isn't over. He only laughs and leaves you alone in the gloomy darkness. You pound your fists upon the cell's bars, shouting for help. Someone, anyone, please help. But eventually exhaustion takes you. Your hands curl around the lady's necklace as you slump onto the cell's straw-covered bed. If I ever needed guidance, it's now. Faintly, you feel a throb of warmth beneath your fingers. But then the heat expands, and your ears fill with crackling of flames. Let me get a throw on the stake. Fire rages all around you, obscuring your vision. In the distance, you hear the clash of swords. Here again. Arthur, no! Figures move just beyond the flames, like terrifying shadow puppets, who strain with everything in you to pierce the wall of fire, and suddenly... Arthur! That sudden Arthur's battle plays out before you as Camelot burns behind them. Overhead, the red comet hangs in an ominous sky. I need to see more, now or never. Please, lady, show me. As if an answer, the smoke vanishes from Camelot's distant battlements. Finally, you see the figure trapped atop them. You see... me. It is you. But that Guinevere is bound to a stake, helpless as flames lick at her claws. You feel a heat against your legs. Suddenly you are bound atop the battlement's inner place. The vision swirls around you as magic pulses dragging you deeper. No. You're trapped. staring down on a battlefield of devastation, unable to move. But you feel the necklace against your chest, its power calling to you. This cannot end here. I have to pull free of these binds. If I can feel this, I can fight it. Flames lick over your skin, smoke stinging your eyes, filling your lungs, but you struggle. The rope binding your feet breaks. The heat loosens another binding around your wrists, and you leap from the flames. But you do not land on the battlements at your feet. You land on the familiar field facing the battle that has haunted your nightmares. Arthur is there as he is, weak with blood loss, his arm shaking as he tries to raise his sword. I beg you, do not do this. I have to. Lancelot is bleeding too, blood streaming down his face from a mortal wound in his side. I have to, for her. You don't understand. Don't I? She was faithful. And still you would let her burn based on lies, slander, for nothing. Arthur's face crumples with agony. Not for nothing. For Camelot. How can you say that? She chose you, and now I am the one who fights to save her from the sentence of treason. So, that is why the other me was bound to a stake? Punishment for rumors that I betrayed the king's betrothal. But does Arthur truly plan to kill me even though I chose him? Your heart twists in your chest as Arthur lifts Excalibur once more, but not towards Lancelot. He moves it as if to throw it to the side. I do not want this. I never wanted this. Not to hurt the woman I love, not to fight you, my dearest friend. Your heart resumes beating, but then the familiar shadow looms over him. But you must, Arthur. Lift your blade. You again. Arthur's hand tightens on Excalibur's hilt, as if against his own will. You turn, and for the first time the shadows around the figure clear, firelight gleaming on a cruel face beneath the hood. What? Merlin? If you let the rumors surrounding this woman go unpunished, your enemies will see it for weakness it is. Merlin? They will hound your every corner, move, the round table will shatter, Camelot will fall. Merlin steps forward and places a hand on Arthur's shoulder as if compelled, Arthur's arm tense, lifting Excalibur just a hair. Fight for your kingdom, Arthur. Fight for your people. Lancelot has said that Guinevere did nothing wrong. How do we know there was any treason other than your word? You would doubt me. Doubt the magic that has kept you alive since you first drew that sword from the stone. This is the duty you accepted when you became king. You watch in horror as Arthur rises, as if pulled by an invisible strings, Excalibur in hand, ready to strike down Lancelot. No. The last thing you hear is a clash of blades as fire consumes the world once more. Yeah, but now you know. It's gonna be tough to tell Arthur this, though. No. You jerk awake, trembling from what you've seen as wan morning light trickles through the cell's windows, but you are no longer alone. Finally, you wake. What's up with the green amulet around your neck? And also very dark and mischievous vibes coming from you. Ew. He looks the way he did in your vision. Older, harder, with a glimmer of something predatory in his eyes, something not quite human. What have you become? What have you done, and why? Did you arrest me as a play for power? You're already one of the king's most trusted advisors. What more could you possibly want? He scoffs. Ignorant child. Power is a means to an end. Nothing more. Listen, he's just as confused as me at how I screwed that up. Then why? For the good of the realm. You may choose not to believe me, but it is the truth. And you had me dragged from my chambers for the good of the realm. You had me arrested for... Wait. How did you even know Lancelot was in my chambers? Merlin folds his hands in front of him and eyes you dispassionately. The crystal ball in my laboratory are not just for decoration. They are for scrying. You spied on us?
Of course not. I simply saw that he was making his way to your chambers for obvious reasons. From there, it was simply a matter of waiting.
You have it all wrong. I haven't been unfaithful to Arthur.
Silence! What happened or did not happen last night, it is of no consequence to me. I ordered your arrest to save Camelot because I've been plagued by visions of its fall ever since your cursed arrival. I saw my dear pupil Arthur and gallant Lancelot killing each other as Camelot tears itself apart over a single woman. And though I tried to stop you that first night, the poison failed to find its mark.
The poison from the feast? Then that was never meant for Arthur.
No, I asked Brucean to deliver it to you. It would have been cleaner than this. Merciful, even. When it failed, I hoped that if I bided my time, you would leave, or Arthur would see what a mistake it was to bring you here. But you stayed. He began to listen to you, rely on you. He even fell in love with you. I had to employ my assassins, which I abhor. Imagine my shock when Arthur sent you away, and they too failed to eliminate you.
Then that potion you gave me, it was never meant to help with my visions, was it?
It was meant to trap you, or at least, worst, lead you astray, but somehow you thwarted its powers.
To every danger we faced, you've been behind all of them this entire time. How could you do that to Arthur? He is not only your king, he's your friend, he trusts you.
I am rewarding that trust by saving his kingdom.
He inhales, squaring his shoulders on the other sides of the cell's bars, and the shadows around him seem to deepen, swirling with menace.
I have protected Camelot for more years than a mortal mind like yours could comprehend. I've seen horrors you cannot hope to fathom. I have done things weaker beings could never stomach to keep this kingdom from ruin. With my aid, Arthur's on the cusp of ushering Camelot into a golden age, and I will not allow your meddling to get in the way.
But all I've tried to do is protect Arthur. I would never harm the man I love.
But you would, had I not stopped you. I saw you at the heart of Camelot's fall.
With every syllable, his words grow in intensity, till he's almost growling at you.
If you want to protect Camelot from the fires of our visions, then you should understand why you have to die.
You think of the vision that was haunted you since your waking, the true reason for Arthur and Lancelot's battle. But Arthur did not want to fight Lancelot to sentence me to the fate until... You've doomed Camelot, not I.
Nonsense. You think you can understand the vagaries of fate better than I? You're a child.
Don't you see? Nothing happened between me and Lancelot last night, but because you have had me falsely accused of treason, Arthur's bound by law to see the sentence through. I'm certain you will force him to do no less, and Lancelot, he and Arthur were never able to come to blows over anything less than my life.
Silence.
Power flares around him, a wave of force pressing you back against one of the prison walls.
Whatever you think you have seen, you're wrong. You cannot interpret such visions from your limited mortal perspective. Everything I have done was for the necessary, or for Camelot's survival, and I will do it all again.
He growls the words, images flicker around him. You see him in his laboratory, peering into a crystal ball, his expression grim and cruel.
Arthur's heart is too gentle to understand the danger she will pose. She must be stopped.
Really? See, again, he doesn't have that thing around his neck in the right here, nor anything else up until now, so, might be influencing. You reach out with your mind, and Merlin does not seem to notice as you grasp the vision of his past and pull. Now playing as Merlin. You stare into your scrying globe, a tool you have possessed since long before the castle's first stone was placed, letting your thoughts drift on the eddies of time.
Show me my threat to Camelot's future.
Fog swirls in the globe before spilling out of it. Spiraling up your arm, it drags you forward through space and time. I have seen your machinations over the years, the vile conspiracies, the heartless murders.
I have done what I must.
You have done what you desire to keep Pendragon's throne intact.
For Camelot.
For your own lust for power. But you are not beyond justice.
What do I care for such mortal frivolities as justice?
Enraged, you fling your magic at her, hoping to bind her in a lake. But water surges upward, blocking your spell. It rebounds.
What? No!
The force of the magic drives you backward. You crash into a tree and feel vines surge, wrapping around you. They pull you into the tree's trunk, trapping you as you would have trapped her.
No, not yet. No.
You jerk out of the vision, shivering at the sense memory of vines wrapping around and crawling across your skin.
There's too much to be done. I cannot let her seal me away from Arthur's side. We must get at her first.
You summon one of the few knights you trust and ride with him to the Lady's Lake. But the first time in your acquaintance, he seems uneasy.
The Lady of the Lake has always been a friend to Camelot, Merlin. What has changed? I had a vision. She is a danger to Morgana.
If such lies were difficult for you, you cannot remember it. This one rolls off your tongue like honey, and Agravain's eyes flash with anger.
Then we must stop her. Your loyalty to your family is admirable.
Seemingly satisfied with your explanation, Agravain rides off to call the Lady of the Lake.
Lady of the Lake, I need your help.
Mist drifts up from the lake's waters as its protector emerges from the depths. You need call me. Agravain of the Round Table, once Agravain of Orkney. Once she appears, he does this part, driving a magic dagger deep into her side. But while her attention is on her wounds, you slip through the trees to a hidden part of the lakeshore and begin to weave your own magic.
The lady is not the only one with ancient power on her side.
Your spell slips beneath the waves, too subtle for her to detect with Agravain distracting her. As it drags her towards the midst of the lake, you throw a bespelled onyx shard after her.
A better resting place than a tree, I think. Enjoy your prison.
Years pass, fog swirls in your scrying glass once again, ebbing and flowing at your command.
Show me more. Show me a threat to Arthur.
Use the magic an ally of old taught you, and the fog swirls out of the globe, springing you with a vision. A bloodied Arthur falls to his knees on a distant battlefield as blood-tinted waves crash on England's shores. Excalibur slips from his dying grasp.
Any last words?
Tell me the name of my killer. I would know the man who has slain me. The laugh echoes from within the knight's helm, but his cold, cold laugh.
You already do,
Uncle. No. Mordred?
Fitting that my name shall be your last word.
And with that, he lifts his massive sword over Arthur's neck. The vision releases you, leaving you shaken and unsettled. You pluck a crystal from your desk, an old gift that holds great power.
His future I must avert at all cost. My plan cannot be allowed to fail.
But you know the crystal's power will not avail you in this. Fortunately, you have other means. Loyal mercenaries soon arrive at your summons.
Got a new bounty for us? Yes, 100 gold coins to get any child you find named Mordred.
Long ago, some part of you might have hesitated at the thought of taking innocent life.
When the past, present, and future lie at stake, there are no innocents, only those willing to do what must be done.
A child? How old?
Does it matter? If the price were, say, 200?
The mercenaries hesitate, but only for a moment. 250.
Very well, but as usual, you speak of this to no one.
Yes, sir. We will see it done. They leave, and you briefly ponder if you've gone too far.
Oh, I have not gone too far. I have come too far. I cannot let squeamishness undermine everything I've accomplished.
But in spite of your best efforts, word of a child named Mordred never comes. You find yourself in tower, more and more hovering over your scrying glass.
Show me something I can use, a danger I can stop.
This time it isn't fog that fills the glass, but flames. They spill from the glass, sweeping you in a vision of horror, a vision of...
Camelot fallen. Ah!
Arthur and Lancelot fight, swords bloodied on the battlements, as the girl who only just arrived, the one who's meant to marry Arthur. She stands accused of treason. I will not let you hurt her. The vision shatters in a roar of flames.
Treason, I knew that girl would be a problem, but we cannot let it get that far. Arthur's heart is too gentle to understand the danger she will pose, so the princess must be stopped.
With a flick of your wrist, a vial floats towards you from one of the many shelves, holding a deadly extract of golden-leafed flower. A quiet end.
I must do the things he cannot. It is the only way. One life is nothing when the future of Camelot lies at stake. I shall call in Lady Bruson's debt. A few drops of poison at a welcome feast will rid us of the problem, and no one the wiser. And if that does not work, there are other means.
Now, playing as Guinevere, your consciousness jolts back to the present with a rush, and you press a hand to your forehead. He glimpsed the same tragedy I saw, but he was blind to his own part in it. You shake yourself free of the vision, sickened by the horrors you have witnessed, to find Merlin stunning you as one might a curious insect.
Be grateful that I've decided not to end your life right here in this miserable cell.
Surely not out of kindness. So what do you want from me?
To keep breathing, till I've saved Camelot from all of your meddling, once and for all.
What is that supposed to mean? He ignores you as he turns towards the door, muttering to himself.
Yes, I'll be ready when the comet passes near enough.
So he's talking to himself. Interesting. Before you can hear more, footsteps approach down the hall. Merlin reverts to his usual visage as the king's wise old advisor, his outfit shifting into lighter robes just as Arthur enters the dungeon.
Your Majesty.
Arthur. Leave us, Merlin.
I cannot do so in good conscience. This woman is dangerous.
I know. People are already calling her the traitor princess. Arthur, please, that's not... I will speak with her before she answers for her crimes alone. Or would you disobey an order from your king?
No, Your Majesty.
Reluctantly, Merlin bows and turns away from your cell. As he turns to go, Arthur speaks one last command. Owen, Merlin, have the other traitor brought in as well. The princess and Lancelot can rot together.
At once, Your Majesty.
The moment Merlin's footsteps fade away, you grip the bars of your cell. Arthur, you must listen to me. Shh. He rushes towards the cell, covering your hands with his. Are you well, my love? Have you been hurt? Interesting. All the anger he wore in front of Merlin's gone. Your heart lifts at the words, the more so at the warmth of his touch. I am unharmed, but I feel I will not stay that way. You may be my only hope unless you are truly here to see me rot. Why are you here? What is going on? Arthur hesitates, his face grim. Camelot has been in chaos since your arrest. Merlin claims you were unfaithful, so he had no choice but to charge you with treason, but some knights witnessed Lancelot's arrest and heard him proclaim your innocence. Half the court clamors for your execution, while the other half cries out for your release. And you? I came here to ask you what happened. Tell me, Guinevere. I will believe you. Lancelot was in my chambers last night. He came to confess that he is in love with me. I see. and I told him that I want to be with you. Surprise flashes across his face, followed by a faint glimmer of hope. You did? Yes. My heart has always been yours. Everything I said last night was true, Arthur. I love you. Politics may have brought us together, but from the day we met, I have known that I wanted to marry you. Not as a princess of Camelot, but as Guinevere, hoping to spend my days with the kindest and noblest man I have ever known. He drops his forehead to the bars of your cell, and raises his head with a brilliant smile. Yeah, you have no idea how happy I am to hear that, my love. I cannot begrudge anything that may have passed between you and Lancelot if he brought you happiness, but it lifts my heart to know that you still love me as I do you. He reaches for you, pulling you close enough to press a kiss to your lips through the bars. Now, he gives the bars a little tug. There's still a little small matter of getting you out of this remarkably well-constructed cell, and assuaging the concerns of the nobles and my old friend who are concerned you have committed treason. Merlin is not your friend, Arthur. It was all him, the poison, assassins, everything. You quickly tell him of the lady's necklace and Merlin's interrogation revealed. As he listens, the shock on his face quickly gives way to sadness and anger. I've known Merlin since I was a child. Did he ever care for me, or Camelot, or are we all just pawns in his grand dream of some golden age of order? Perhaps he had a heart once, but I fear it is long gone, and there is more. He has some plan that has to do with Camelot's, or the Comet's arrival, something about protecting Camelot once and for all. It must be more magic, perhaps a spell in his laboratory? For truly great works of magic, he requires more space to work. I fear we will find him at the top of his tower. That is a long way to go from a prison cell. But there is a strength to be found in numbers. I'll rally the knights I still trust. We will free you and Lancelot, and we will all confront Merlin together. He clasps your hands gently, pulling it through the bars to rest over his heart. But before the guards return with my friend, we have a few moments to ourselves. I do not have the key, nor the allies beside us to free you, but would you permit me to stay a while to comfort you however I can? I would welcome your company, I suppose. Really, choices? There we go. Drawing a deep breath, one filled with Arthur's saints, and for a moment the rest of the world melts away. When I was brought here last night, I thought I would never see you again. I feared the same when you were arrested. He draws you as close as he can and breathes a sigh against your temple. I did not know if you were hurt, whether I could save you with all the court and such chaos. It was unbearable. You needn't worry so much. I knew my king would save me. He laughs softly. As much as I appreciate your faith in me, I am not all-powerful. But you still came for me. I will not let anything keep us apart, Arthur. Not now that we have found each other. He squeezes your hand. Nor will I, no matter what dangers we face in defeating Merlin, no matter what duty demands. You are my priority, your safety, and your happiness. You have given me hope that nothing, not even your visions, is set in stone until it comes to pass. Truly, you still believe we can save Camelot? I do not know if we can succeed. He cups your cheek, his eyes full of admiration, but I believe we can. I have come to believe that anything is possible with you at my side. Arthur. His lips meet yours in a frantic but desperate kiss. For the span of a few heartbeats, Arthur kisses you as if it will be the last time. Then his caress softens, as tender as it is passionate. This will not be the last moment we share. I simply won't allow it. Finally, he breaks the kiss and murmurs against your lips. I promise that I will free you from the cell, give you the future you desire, the one you deserve. I have every faith in you, my love. You reach up to cup his cheek. Just be careful. Once Merlin knows we are working against him, I know. I will move quietly and rally those I trust your side as soon as I can. Finding you nearly broke my heart. You should not have to bear this injustice any longer. But I can't endure it a little longer, so long as you come back to me. I could never stay far from you for long. You kiss him again, the feverish need welling up inside of you. Guinevere. He slides his arms through the bars around you, and you barely notice the hard iron between you. Arthur, I love you. More than I have words for. And I love you, Princess Guinevere. Soon to be queen, if we can save Camelot in time for our wedding. We will find a way. He smiles at you, delighted and admiring all at once. And then you will be my queen. He catches your lips in one more kiss, but too soon he pulls away, dropping his voice to a low, urgent whisper. I hear guards in the corridor. 2 guards arrive, warily dragging a bruised Lancelot between them. Arthur immediately puts an expression of icy command. Throw the traitor in the cell with the princess. At once, my king. Arthur. You can address me as your majesty, or better yet, hold your tongue. Lancelot falls silent as the guards prod him into your cell, slam the door behind him with a loud clang. I want a moment with the traitors, keep watch outside, make sure no one rallies to their defense. At once, your majesty. Arthur watches them leave. When he turns back to you, the fox anger and outrage is gone, replaced by a terrible sadness. Arthur, princess, I'm sorry. I swore an oath to protect you both, and yet I have brought us to this. His gaze flickers to you, and you have never seen Lancelot so devastated. Not even when you told him your heart belonged to Arthur. Do with me what you wish, my king, but please, let her go. She's done nothing. If anyone deserves punishment, it is me. I am not here to punish either of you. But this is my fault. Lancelot, there is one person to blame, and it's not you. You know who's behind this? To our great regret, we do. It was Merlin. He's been conspiring against me from the day I arrived. Merlin? Explain Merlin's plot to Lancelot, the truth behind the threats that you have dogged you since your first feast in Camelot. Every word, his expression darkens. We must stop him at any cost. And it will not be easy. Even with Agravain arrested, Merlin clearly has guards at his command. And there are others at court who have believed his accusations about both of you. But we cannot let that stop us. Arthur stands taller and implacable air of command around him. He has never looked more like a king. I will marshal those who support us and return to free you. I am king of Camelot, no matter who Merlin has corrupted with his lies. I trust that Camelot's people will answer the call. Arthur turns to Lancelot, his face deadly serious. But until then, I need to beg a favor, old friend. One which will wipe all question of honor clean between us. Anything. Protect Guinevere until I return. Do not let Merlin or any of those he commands harm her. Perhaps only you can see the pain lurking behind his gaze, but he squares his shoulders immediately and bows to Arthur. I am still your sworn knight and hers. I will protect her with my life. Good. I'll be back as soon as I can. Arthur departs, leaving you staring at Lancelot in painfully awkward silence. Lancelot. A door creaks, and one of the guards who arrested you steps into the cramped hall outside your cell. He settles against a wall with his arms crossed over his chest, glaring at you both through the bars of his helmet. Can we help you? I don't think he has anything to say for himself. Sound of distant commotion suddenly drifts through your window. The clash of swords and angry shouts. The guard glances down the hall in hesitation, and you whisper to Lancelot, "Arthur must be on his way to free us." As the commotion gets closer, you hear shouts in the hall outside the dungeon. "They're trying to free the traitors! Guards, rally to me!" It sounds as though he is not having an easy time of it, though. Then why wait for Arthur? You are locked in a cell with no arms or armor, but the greatest knight in the realm is at your side, his jaw set with determination. Let us break out of here and go to his aid. Really? That's it? Alright, whatever. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description of the video. Plenty of cool things to check out, ways to join our community. And by the way, we're currently doing a 10-game give-a-thon, I guess we'll call it. Where pretty much already I've given 10 games away. We have another 10 on the line. So pretty much Discord, link in the description, is pretty much a way you can come join. And we got moving nights, we've got tons of stuff going on, and it's a great way for you to join the community, be a part of the family, and the whole 9 yards. So, don't hesitate. So, thank you all for watching, love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.